Welcome back to my YouTube channel for this week's Logos tip. Have you been overwhelmed by all the information that Logos provides? This week I'm going to show you a technique that I've been using for years to reduce the amount of search results but also improve the quality of the search results. So stay tuned and we'll show you how you can do this right away. Now, to organize your study, there's three things you're going to need. 1, a set of collections. 2, a custom guide. And 3, a custom layout. Now, if you recall from several weeks ago, I showed you how to create a custom collection. So if you're looking for a refresher on that training, go check out video tip number 1. For this video, I've already created all the collections, so all you have to do is download them. So let's do that together. Go to the main menu and click on Docs. Next, click on Public. Now, normally Logos refreshes this list right away. You do need to be connected to the internet. But if the list is blank, just click on Yours first and then click on Public. That should refresh it. We want to go to the Find box and type in the following, LearnLogos.com. This will give you access to all the public resources I've uploaded to the public cloud in the Logos system. This may happen if nothing comes back. Once again, click Yours and then click Public. That should refresh it so you can see all the LearnLogos.com. It's a strange refresh issue I've seen now and then, and so be aware of that. The first thing we want to download is all the collections. So over at the left, your filter window should be open, but if it's not, if it looks like this, click on the hamburger menu at the top left to open the filter window. Look for Resource Collection and click it. Now what that's going to do is help you find all the collections that I've created and uploaded to the Logos cloud. You can see those there. Now for this training video, we're only going to be looking at L806. And there's several of them. There's the Theology All, Theological Journals, Theological Dictionaries, Encyclopedias, Systematic Theology, Historical Theology, General Theological Resources. Those are the ones. But if you want to get all of them, just click once and then press Control-A for the PC or Command-A for the Mac. That will select everything. Once everything is selected, click on Add to your docs. You'll see a countdown commence. Once this blue bar goes away, all the resources have been loaded to your Logos software. So now you don't have to worry about creating these collections. I've already created them for you. Love that feature. We have one more thing to download. So I'm going to click on the X for Type Resource Collection so we can go back to all the LearnLogos resources. Besides creating custom collections, that's part 1. Part 2 is creating a custom guide. So go ahead and click on Guide Template. Now once again, you're going to see all the custom guides that I've uploaded to LearnLogos.com. Now the one we want for this video is the L806. So if you want to just download that one alone, click it. But like before, if you click 1 and press Control-A for the PC or Command-A for the Mac, you can select all of them. Then, after they're all selected, click on Add to your docs, and we can begin to download all those. We've done the first 2 parts, download all the collections and download all the custom guides. Let's now build a custom layout. The first step is to open your preferred Bible. I prefer the New American Standard. I've created a shortcut for it. This little letter E represents that, and I'm going to click it. And my Bible is opened at my right. Now personally, I like my Bible at the left. So I'm going to left click on the tab and begin to drag it. You'll see some gray shading. If I were to release my mouse with the screen fully shaded in gray, the Bible would take up the whole layout. We don't want that. So let's keep dragging it to the left so it only takes up half a window. You can see the gray shading there. And release your mouse button once the shading is half the screen. And now our Bible is on the left. The next thing to do is to load that custom guide. To access it, we click on Guides in the menu and we type in the name of the guide, L8-06. Now you're probably wondering what's going on with the naming system. L8 represents Logos 8 and 06 represents my 6th step in my Bible study process. This is something I've been doing for years to help me control the source of information because Logos throws way too much at you. It helps me control the flow of information and also helps me to study the information. And that's what these numbers at the top are. Each number represents a different step in my Bible study process. If you were to order my Logos 7 and 8 training combined, Logos 7 training represents all the unchanged features in 8, and that's over 55 hours of training, 1,000 videos. And my Logos 8 training, which covers the new features, about 6 to 7 hours of training. Those two combined will not only teach you everything about Logos, but it'll teach you how to study the Bible and prepare a message. And in the Logos 7 training, I cover each one of these steps, showing how to create the custom layout. In Logos 8, I give you the updated collections. But now you can get those right there through the Logos interface. A whole lot easier. So after you type in L8-06, go ahead and click that layout to open up. Now currently I'm in Matthew 7:13. Let's stay at that passage, and if you're not there, click in the box. And remember that shortcut we taught you? Type in the first three letters, MAT, space 7, space 13. You don't have to put in that colon, and press enter. Now let's repeat that process with the theological background. So we can put in MAT, Matthew 7, space 13, and press enter. And the guide will begin to run. Now, if everything opens up on the guide, what I want you to do is right-click on that first section, Biblical Theologies, and choose Collapse All. Now, we're going to modify this, but I at least want to show you what's going on. Your collections most likely are not populated with the specific collections. So let me show you how to make those changes. So what you want to do is go to the first collection, float your mouse over it, and locate the settings. Click Settings. And then you want to type in L8-06. That will allow you to see all the collections you downloaded earlier. And the first one we want to use is theological dictionaries and encyclopedias. Perfect. Let's float our mouse over the second collection. Click Settings. Once again, type in L8-06. This time we're going to choose General Theological Resources. Notice I'm moving from most concise to most in-depth, but I'm also separating the categories. Let's go to the third collection section. Float your mouse over it, click Settings, type in L8-06, and this time choose Systematic Theology. Let's go to the next section, click Settings, type in L8-06. Next, I want you to click on Historical Theology. So we're making a little bit of change here from the screen. And then go to the last collection section, click Settings, type in L8-06, and I want you to choose Theological Journals. There you go. Let me click on Settings one more time here. You may have noticed I have a Theology All section that I did not add to my custom guide. The reason I didn't add it is I use this for searching by itself. The truth is, Theology All is all these collections combined into one collection. And since I already have these in the custom guide, there's no need to add this last section. That would be redundant. So I'm going to go ahead and press Escape to close this menu. So what's going on here? What we're doing with this custom guide is we have chosen very specific sections, ones that Logos has and ones we've created with our own custom collections. And we have put them all in one place so that when we use this guide, we are focused on one type of information, theological information. But more than that, we have identified key books in our library that deal with theological information. For example, theological dictionaries and encyclopedias. That is one way to get theological data, and dictionaries and encyclopedias tend to summarize data, real helpful. Then we have general theological resources. These are books that will talk about theology, maybe not systematically or super in-depth, but nevertheless they provide insights. Then we have systematic theologies, which we've talked about before, very specific books that go in depth. Some are single volume, some are multi-volume, and they really discuss theological issues. Historical theology is added, which will help you understand what the church believed over time, so that when you're studying a doctrine, you'll understand how we got here, or understand some of the significant differences, not only between, let's say, denominations, but also differences that may exist, for example, between Protestants and Catholics. The last one is theological journals. I can't stress this enough, and I'll probably do a webinar on this at some point or some more training, but theological journals are incredible resources. They are also very expensive to collect them all. Think of a theological journal as a mini commentary. But what makes theological journals so great is that they cover, if you have most of them, every significant word, phrase, and controversy. What's great about theological journals is that they summarize all the scholarship to date, and then they give you an explanation and tell you why they believe what they believe. Most commentaries don't do this. And that's what makes a theological journal so helpful. You get relevant scholarship and you get deeper explanations and very focused, scholarly, peer-reviewed information. This data in the theological journals is gold. So if you don't have any theological journals, start collecting those right away. Now, what about these other sections? We've got biblical theologies, systematic theologies, journals, confessional documents, thematic outlines. The journal section is very similar to the journal collection, but Logos treats it differently. The journal section is a report that comes from Logos. Let me click and expand. What you're going to see is Logos showing you where Matthew 7:13 is the main passage in the heading or title of the article. Now, it's true if we click on Search All Journals, it will search the journal article where the reference Matthew 7:13 is located. If we look at our collection and click and expand that, let's compare the search results. I'm going to click by resource so that we can match and compare. I'm going to click by resource. Let me expand the American Journal of Theology in both of these. What you're going to notice is that the search results are a little bit different. Our Matthew passage is here in the heading, whereas here Matthew 7:13 is within the article itself. This is why I include both the collections and the section journal, because they're two different type of searches. This is going to find the article that is about 7:13, whereas the collection is going to find me passing references to Matthew 7:13. Different level of details. Very important you understand this concept. We've got biblical journals, and then we have confessional documents, which are pretty cool. These are documents that Logos has collected over time that deal with theological issues. So, for example, the Anglican, the dedication and consecration of church from the Book of Common Prayer. So these are going to go into confessional documents, which typically are strong theological statements with key passages. And then the last one I included is thematic outlines, because many times these are dealing with significant theological topics, and you want to be aware of those. Now, one more thing to show you. If you wanted to customize this guide that I made and change the order, simply click the three dots at the top right and then choose Edit This Guide. Once you're in the Edit This Guide, you can not only move sections by left-clicking and dragging and dropping, as you can see here, or you can click the X and remove it. I'm going to remove the first one, Biblical Theologies. You'll see here at the right, we have a list of all the possible sections that can be included in our theological background. So we're going to put back Biblical Theologies. So I'm going to drag it over to the left and put it right back where we were before. So that's how you can modify the custom guide. Once you're done, click the X. And if you click the three dots, you can actually refresh guide, which is a great way to reset the guide to the changes you just made. Let me go ahead and click on the X to close the search window. So in summary, we created these collections, we created this custom guide, now we have a custom layout. Let's go ahead and save that. So I'm going to click on the Layouts menu, and then I'm going to click on Save as Named Layout. And let's put in the name of our collection, which is L806-Theological Background. Once you've typed that in, press Enter or click the white arrow in the circle. Now, once you click the white arrow in the circle or press Enter, you'll see under Save Layout. So if you've got Quick Start Layouts, click and minimize that. If your home page layouts is expanded, click and collapse that. Here we are now in Save Layouts. Click to expand that. These are listed in alphabetical order, numbers first, letters second. And so if we scroll down to L806, we should see it in the list with a check mark next to it. Now what you want to do is you want to left click and drag that up to your shortcut toolbar. And when you do that, you're going to get a wonky looking icon. Go ahead and right click on that icon and then choose number 6 since this is the 6th step. Once you're done, press Escape to close the menu. Now I have 2 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and right click and delete one of them. Now as I said at the beginning of this video, I've already created all these layouts and I cover this in my Logos 7 training. If you're interested in learning how to do this step by step, visit LearnLogos.com/Logos7 to show you how to create all these and a whole bunch more. Don't worry that it's version 7. Once you've watched the Logos 8 videos, the small minor interface and menu changes that Logos makes really won't interfere from the training. But if you do get stuck, you can always email me and I'm happy to help. In summary, we use collections to control the source of our information. We use the custom guide to control the flow of our information. And now we're using a custom layout to control how we study that information step by step. This is a fantastic way to control what information you get and when you get it so that you are not overwhelmed by all the information that Logos gives to you. Plus, this will help you to get to know your books better, and you'll improve your Bible study process because now you've got a step-by-step process that you can use consistently. We hope you like this video. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time in the YouTube channel.